Consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers are numbers that just follow each other in a row. So 1, 2, 3, it goes 4, 5, 6, 7, or 99, 100, 101, 102, blah, 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 blah. 1072, 1073, 1074, they follow each other in a line. These are not consecutive numbers. 1, 2, 4, 8, 3, 6, 9. No, those are not consecutive numbers. They can be other things, but for example, these are multiples. These are technically also multiples of certain things. You know, they follow certain patterns. It's doubling each time, but we're not learning about number patterns necessarily yet, although I can teach you about them because they're cool as shiz. They are cool, okay? They are cool. Number patterns are cool. So here's an example. 3 consecutive integers. The way that they work, let's look at this first, okay? Because these are 3 different examples, and they're all very helpful. So, 3 consecutive integers. We write our 3 consecutive integers. They did 2, 3, 4. It's literally written as x plus 1, and x plus 2. Because if x was 2, what do I add to x to get 3? 1. That's 3. What do I add if x is 2 to get to 4? I add 2. What do I think I'm going to do to get the next one? 2 plus, what do you think it's going to be? 3. So every time we got that x plus 3, we got that, all of that. So when we follow it, we just identify what our integer is. It is the smallest. The x is always the smallest of our integers. And then we add from there. But now, here's where it gets a bit crazy, cats. And this is where I start having fun. Consecutive even integers. So here's some consecutive even integers. So I talked before about how technically we can apply those there. Don't pay attention if this is going to confuse you, but look. Let's say my x is 2. How do I get from 2 to 4? So I've got x. I want to get to 4. 2, 4, x. How do I go there? What do I do? From 2 to 4? Exactly. I add 2. My next number is 6. That's x. What do I add to x to get there? Because I keep that x up there every time. If x is 2, what do I add to get to 6? Exactly. Plus 4. And it keeps going as such, as we see here. What about this one? Consecutive odd integers. What do we think we're going to be adding with consecutive odd integers? This is a trick. What do we think we're going to be adding? Let's say our consecutive odd integers are 3, 5, and 7. So my x is 3 right there. So I have x plus something, and then x plus something. I have 3. I want this to be equal to 5, and I want this to be equal to 7. How do I get from 3 to 5? What do I add to get from 3 to 5? Still 2. How do I get from 3 to 7? What do I add? I add still 4. Hey, look at that. Consecutive even and consecutive odd, it doesn't matter. They always follow this formula. So if they're just consecutive integers, we're just going up by consecutive numbers. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if they're consecutive even or consecutive odd, we're still going up by 2, 4. The next would be 6, 8. Even though it's odd, it doesn't go up by odd. That's not how it works. So this is how they did it. They did it with n's, but it's still the same as x. It's still the exact same. So let's look at this problem. 3 consecutive numbers add up to 207. What is the smallest number? Add up 2. 2 means equal. 207. 3 consecutive numbers. So it's x plus something. It's consecutive, so plus 1, and x plus 2. What am I going to do here? I'm looking at this, and I can't figure it out. And it's asking they add up. So I'm actually going to add all of these together. What am I going to do? X plus 1 plus x plus 2. What's the step I want to do here? I'll give you a hint. Combining something. What am I combining? Yes, we combine like terms. Like terms mean the ones that look the same. So terms that have the same variable, terms that don't have a variable. This has an x, this has an x, this has an x. Awesome. This has a 2. This has a 1. Those are just numbers. And we always take into account positive or negative. Positive x, positive x, positive x. 3x. Positive 1, positive 2. Plus 3. Awesome. Equals 207. Then we solve. Here, because there is no parenthesis in here, we just solve with SADMEP. Minus 3, minus 3. That goes away, and we get 3x equals 204. I got to divide 204 by 3. 204, 3, 0, 6, 18, 2, 4, 8, 24, 0. Excellent. So what is the smallest of my numbers? X is 68. If it asked, what's the biggest of the numbers? I would just plug it into the biggest one, which was x plus 2, so the biggest is 70. And we would check. 3 consecutive numbers add up to 207. Does this add up to 207 if I did the consecutive numbers? 68, 69, 70. When I add those numbers together, what do I get? Who can tell me what I get when I add those numbers together? Yes, I get 207, and I hope you didn't just guess, but maybe use your calculator or something just to prove it. Exactly. That is what I got those numbers, and the smallest one of those numbers is 68. That's exactly how you deal with consecutive numbers. It's that easy. The hardest part is just that it looks hard, like with this n plus 4 plus this, but all you're doing is you're understanding that each number comes with an x, then plus 1, then plus 2, or if you're doing odds and evens, plus 2, plus 4, plus 6. Then you combine like terms and solve. That's all math. This is a written expression as well. You combine the like terms, you follow SADMEP, and solve. That's it, you guys. Enjoy. Go and take that practice stuff, okay? Go and take it.